Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, those of you watching right here on YouTube, and also tonight for the very first time, Four Wide Media is live on our Facebook page. What a weekend we had in racing. I'm Jordan Balastico, that's Everett Litz, and we have a special guest tonight from Full Throttle Media. Justin, introduce yourself. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Well, I am Justin Putzer, and I'm the swagger to be here tonight to help cover all things motorsports with you guys for one night, and whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm open.
Yep, and then here shortly, Christopher Nichols will be joining us here shortly. But in the meantime, we lost the Iceman a few days ago. Here is a Four Wide Media tribute to the one, the only, the legendary Val Kilmer.
You are still dangerous. You can be my wingman anytime.
Bullshit. You can be mine.
Forever the Iceman. Where do we begin this weekend? Where do we begin? Whoa, JJ Yili will be just announced 43 minutes ago. JJ Yili in New York Racing will run a throwback to Bill Elliott in this weekend's NASCAR Cup Series race at Darlington, throwing it back to 1985 with Wawa on the car. That's cool. All right. Everett, do you have the penalties and the stuff from yesterday?
I do, and that was a doozy too. I mean, kind of expected that to come out of the Xfinity series with everything that happened there. Martinsville penalties. Sammy Smith was docked 50 driver's points and fined $25,000 for causing a last lap crash in the Xfinity series at Martinsville. Jeb Burton and Taylor Gray both were fined $5,000 apiece for going into the infield care center to confront other drivers after the race. And then, of course, you had the 00 Haas factory Xfinity team fined $5,000 for having missing lug nut at the end of the race, and Raja Caruth's Spire team was issued a $2,500 fine for missing a lug nut. I mean, Martinsville did not disappoint, that's for sure. Oh, and then I forgot SVG.
Yeah.
SVG will lose his Jackman and tire changer for the next two Cup races as a result of the right rear wheel falling off during a green flag pit stop.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, Xfinity Series, typical short track anger there. Personally, as a racer, I do not condone what Sammy Smith did going into turn 3 on Taylor Gray. I mean, they're bumping runs to one another. That's racing. But to go and just fully try to destroy somebody's car like he was, that's pushing it.
George Simmons,
we do
have audio. According to one of our viewers, we didn't have any audio. Well, it's working now. Maybe they tried turning up their sound or something. Anyway, coming along, Everett.
It's getting there. Done some welding today on it. First time ever welding, so I mean, I got to get used to it. But I mean, it's getting there. We had it started earlier in the week, which that's a good sign. I just got to go get 4 fresh Hoosier tires and get ready to roll.
Nice. Justin, do you mind telling us about your show and how long you've been a fan of the sport?
Yeah, so my show is called Full Throttle. I have a disability, CP, cerebral palsy, and there's a lot of people I could sit here and talk about all night that make it so happen for me. I'm this lucky host, and I have a great team of people in my personal life and with the show in general. And what I like to do is I interview people in racing. So, like, shout out to Kyle Whitner. Hopefully, Kyle's watching tonight. You guys know him at 4Y Media. So, Kyle Whitner's been on. I got people like Joe Gibbs, Larry McReynolds, just to name a few. But what I inspire to do is tell the stories of motorsports. And that is a passion of mine. I'm so like you guys at 4x Me we're gonna be doing this if you can have a passion. And so that's kind of how we got going. I mean, I got my family to thank, my mom Julie, who helped me get in here with you guys tonight behind the scenes. Sedona is a staff member of mine that helps me a lot with the program. A lot of, I know I say I do the work, but this work would not be possible without those people helping me out.
Come on now. Technical difficulties. We are having, for those of you who are trying to watch on our Facebook live stream, we are having issues as this is our first broadcast on the YouTube page. So I do apologize, but we are on YouTube on 4Y Media's YouTube page. If you want to join us on YouTube, we are having streaming issues as the weather is slowing down the Wi-Fi here at my location. So I do apologize for that. Other than that, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Despite that, we hope to have those issues resolved by our next show on Monday. With that being said, let's talk racing.
Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Oh yeah. So Everett, where do we want to begin?
Well, let's see. We can always start with the NHRA.
So Everett, where do we take it away, my friend?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna do that to me.
Yo.
Let me pull it up here. So this past weekend, NHRA was out in Pomona. Let's see. Gotta pull it up here. I wasn't ready for NHRA. I watched a little bit of it and then got busy working on the race car. All right, the Lucas Oil NHRA Winter Nationals at the In-N-Out Burger Pomona Drag Strip. Top fuel winner. Top fuel winner was Clay Milliken for Rick Ware Racing. Funny car was Jack Beckman, which should be John Force Racing. Greg Anderson, go figure. He owns the Pro Stock division in NHRA. Top alcohol dragster was Anthony Troyer. Top alcohol funny car, Brian Ho. Super stock, John Winslow. Stock eliminator, Jeff Atkinson. Super comp, Bill Weber. Super gas, Jerome Stettles. Top Sportsman, Aaron Steinke. The Too Fast, Too Tasty Top Fuel Challenge went to Sean Langdon. The Legends Nitro Funny Car, Derek Morea. All-Star Top Fuel Callout went to Doug Coletta. The Too Fast, Too Tasty Funny Car Challenge went to Jack Beckman. And the Too Fast, Too Tasty Pro Stock Challenge went to Matt Hartford.
So, did you hear about John Force Racing's headquarters in Brownsburg, Indiana, and Tony Stewart Racing?
I'm
They were
assuming
damaged.
they probably got hit. Yeah.
Yeah, they got hit, and they were a bit damaged, I do believe.
Yeah, we had some nasty storms over here. Knock on wood, I got lucky. They avoided my area, but probably about 40 minutes south of me got nailed pretty hard.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Indianapolis area also. My area got lucky for the fact that our temperatures never got above 40 degrees here because of the rain. So it kind of fizzled out a lot of the strong storms for our area.
Yeah. And again, for those of you watching on our Facebook page, we do apologize. We were having some Wi-Fi issues earlier as the show went on. As Everett mentioned, where we're stationed at in the Midwest, we're getting some thunderstorms, so it's screwing with our Wi-Fi connections.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing the show live from Iowa tonight.
All right, so let's talk. Let's go. Let's head over to GB4 Championship. Our own alumni, Ava Dobson, is racing over in the United Kingdom. All right, let's see. So this week, so currently ongoing. Well, so this week, G4 Championship Grand Prix starts this weekend. They are in Downing Park. It is from April 3rd through the 6th. Codus remains unbeaten during opening day of Donington Park pre-event GP4 tests. Motorsports, the new Titus MSV GB4 025 Sport Vision has revealed the new Titus MSV GB4 025 car, which will be raced in its GB4 championship from the 2025 season and beyond. The new car will be a significant upgrade, incorporating key safety features like the halo for the first time, as well as improved aerodynamics and a brand new normally aspired engine. So 50,000 euros cash prize and more. So here are your 2025 drivers.
And I think we just lost him. And he's back.
Girl in the number 55, Ava Dobson. For Arden Motorsports, Jason Preble, Narian Evans, Josh McLean, Leonard Junkos, Alex Berg rounds out your field. So let's get the 2025 GB4 Racing Championship underway. Everett, how well do you think Ava will do this year?
It's going to be a learning year for her. As long as the team's behind her, I think they'll be good to go. But I mean, it's going to be a whole new world over there with the tracks in Great Britain compared to what she ran here in America.
Yeah. So, okay. Classification. It is going to be a fun time. What else do we have? I'm trying to make sure that I didn't miss anything over the race weekend, because there was a lot. High Limit, our dirt portion of the show, real quick. Let's step into High Limit Racing at the moment. Justin, we do have another show that will be airing on Wednesdays, starting this Wednesday. It's called 4 Media Dirt Racing Edition, where we talk nonstop dirt racing. All right. So last night's event in Amarillo, Texas, was canceled as Mother Nature swept the week for Mother Nature, with Cubata High Limits Racing after extreme winds took away New Mexico's Vado Speedway Park on Tuesday, Route 66 Motor Speedway in Amarillo, Texas on Friday, and Dodge City Raceway Park. All those races has canceled the race weekend for High Limit Racing, so there is no High Limit Racing this weekend. So our upcoming events. So the next 3 upcoming events is Texarkana 67 Speedway on April 30th, Texas Motor Speedway on the 1st and 3rd of May. Let's take a look at your championship points after a few events. I'm trying to also read these comments too. So let's see. Hey, Everett, do you mind pulling up the championship standings for High Limit Racing? I can't get it to pull up.
Yeah, I got you, bud. So High Limit Racing Series top 10 right now. Currently leading is Brad Sweet. In second, 47 out of lead, Tyler Courtney. Third, Aaron Ritzel. 77 back, Brent Marks. In fourth, Rico Abreu. In fifth, Justin Peck. In sixth, Tanner Holmes. In seventh, Casey Kane is eighth, Caleb Montgomery ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Austin McCarl.
Nice.
Quite interesting. Brad Sweet.
Right. And again, we do
Brad
apologize.
Sweet, one of the owners of the series, is leading the points.
That's Google suspicious.
It must be an inside job there, making sure that the championship money goes to the company so they don't have to worry about it,
Yeah. So let's see what Jordan, what's on that. What else can I tell you about it? So we kind of we do have a Facebook page. Go like full follow on Facebook. Like I said before, I got a lot of people behind the scenes of it. And I just really enjoy doing this sort of thing. Couple key people that I am looking at on Hall of Famers. I will be doing some local interviews here within the next week, I live in Iowa, so I'll go to Knoxville if you know where that is, if you're watching. And if you know where Knoxville is, enjoy that episode.
All right. Let's get on. Let's get on so we can get things sped up. We had Martinsville Speedway over the weekend. Daniel Hemrick gets his first career NASCAR Camping World Truck Series victory. Following in second place was Taylor Ankrum. Jake Garcia was third. Chandler Smith was fourth. Ben Rhodes fifth. Corey Heim was sixth. Andres Perez seventh. Rajah Caruth eighth. Stuart Friesen ninth. Lawless Allen 10th. Lane Riggs 11th. Gio Ruggiero was 12th. Ty Majeski 13th. William Byron 14th. Matt Mills 15th. Dawson Sutton 16th. Spencer Boyd 17th. Justin Carroll 18th. Jack Wood 19th. Patrick Staropoli 20th. Tanner Gray 21st. Luke Baldwin 22nd. Matt Gold 23rd. My girl Tony Redinger was 24th. Connor Mozak, 25th. Caden Honeycutt, 26th. Matt Crafton, 27th. Nathan Baird, 28th. Grant Finger, 29th. Cody Dennison, 30th. AJ Waller, 31st. Corey Day, 32nd. Malcolm in the middle, Frankie Muniz was 33rd. Norm Benning, 34th. And Ryan Roulette finishes in the 35th position. Your total race time was 1 hour and 50 minutes. Your average speed of the race was 57 miles per hour. There were 5 lead changes. There was 10 cautions under 69 laps. Your fastest lap was 20.3 seconds. Your margin of victory was 0.544 seconds. Corey Heim was your Xfinity fastest lap. The fastest laps of the race was Daniel Hemrick had 9 fast laps. Tyler Ankrum had 5. Jake Garcia had none. Chandler Smith, Ben Rhodes had 57 and had 1. Corey Heim 67. So what a race we had.
Yes. It was a good race.
Everett, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yes. Okay. So Justin, something that we do here on 4Y Media is after each NASCAR race, we name a driver of the race. And this week's 4Y Media driver of the race for the NASCAR Half and Truck Series was Tyler Ankrum, as he picks up his first ever 4Y Media driver of the race.
Yeah.
Point standings. Everett, you want to do the points?
Let me pull that up here. I had results ready, not points.
I'm covering the results tonight.
Top 10. I'm just going to do the top 10 in drivers' points. No reason going all the way through. Right now at the top of the board in regular season standings would be Corey Heim. Second, Ty Majeski. Third, Chandler Smith. Fourth, Daniel Hemrick. Fifth, Stuart Friesen. Sixth, Tyler Ankrum. Seventh, Grant Enfinger. Sorry. Eighth, Lane Riggs. Ninth, Jake Garcia. 10th, Cody Rhodes. Wow, I got WWE on the mind. Ben Rhodes.
Adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes.
But now here's a question, Justin. Out of that top 10, what surprises you the most out of the top 10 in points right now in Truck Series?
Good points lead. When you sit there and look at, I believe you said Corey Heim's leading the points, if I heard you right.
Yep, Corey Heim is the leader right now in regular season.
Back at Homestead, he kind of had a tough race. And he rebounded from a decent finish at Martinsville. And deserves to be the points leader. That surprises me though. Given that we're so early in the year and he's already got a win, for Pete's sake, what's going to happen next?
I honestly think if Corey Heim can get all these issues behind him, he's going to pull away. I mean, it's going to be win, win, win on that 11 team.
Oh yes. I honestly think it's going to be win, win, win on that 11 team. Like you said, if he gets that issues behind him.
Yep.
I know one thing. My dad and I were watching the homestead week, and we were kind of like, oh, Corey Hines having a problem. And then it would die down, speed back up, die down again, and finally he lost the race to Kyle Watson.
Yep. Just reading the comments over here real quick. Eli, he is doing an awesome job. I agree. So I've been reading the comments here on the side of my screen, and it's like, you know what? When you finished what you were saying, your thought there, it's like I'm going to call Eli out and say I agree. You are doing a great job there, Justin. So
yeah.
And then George, we're doing our best. I mean, we're based out of the Midwest. We can't control weather and Wi-Fi issues. If you can figure out a great way to get us connected, let me know. That way we don't have any issues with quality of the stream. You're on our page, so let us know, buddy. And we just lost Jordan again, but we can do this right now without him.
Yeah.
Move on over to the Xfinity series now. Now that was a barn burner. That's definitely a barn burner of a race there.
Are we on Xfinity?
Yeah, we're just getting ready to move to the Xfinity, Jordan.
All right.
Yep.
Cool. Wi-Fi connections.
You good to go, or you want me to get results for you? I've got them up here in front of me.
I got it.
You sure?
Austin Hill wins. Yep, Austin Hill is your winner. Sheldon Creed second. Justin Allgaier third. Brennan Poole fourth. Sam Mayer fifth. Dean Thompson sixth. Daniel Dye seventh. Ryan Sieg eighth. Chris Wright ninth. Sammy Smith, who is also the Xfinity fastest lap winner, was 10th. Jeb Burton 11th. Parker Retzlaff 12th. Eric Amarola 13th. Jeremy Clements 14th. Garrett Smithley 15th. Patrick Stropoli 16th. Josh Williams 17th. Ryan Ellis was 18th. Blaine Perkins was 19th. Carson Kloppo 20th. Corey Day 21st. Brandon Jones 22nd. Brad Perez was 23rd. Harrison Burton 24th. Mason Maggio 25th. Matt DiBenedetto in the number 99 was 26th. William Salowich 27th. Connor Zillage 28th. Taylor Gray 29th. Carson Ware 30th. Thomas Enuziatia 31st. Nick Sanchez 32nd. Myatt Snyder, welcome back, 33rd. Christian Eckes 34th. Kyle Sieg 35th. Greg Van Alst 36th. Jesse Love 37th. And Anthony Alfredo was 38th. Total race time was 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 56 seconds. Average speed of the race was 55 miles per hour. There were 14 lead changes. There were 14 cautions for 104 laps. Your fastest lap was 20.5 seconds. And your margin of victory was 0.190 seconds. So overall, great race. The 4 Wide Media winner of the race went to Brendan Pohl.
Wow.
He had a great race there. I mean, he put together a darn good race to come home fourth. I mean, granted, some of it was just pure luck with staying out of cautions, but that Alpha Prime team, this is, I think, their second year together, and they seem to be hitting on all strides this year. I mean, they've done decent all year long. Did we lose Jordan again?
I
Here.
think so, but
Okay. I was going to say, don't tell me we lost you again.
I'm right here.
I hear you, man. You
Can
don't
you
have to yell at me.
yeah.
Yes.
I do.
All right. Well,
I do feel bad for
will-
those watching on. Honestly, I do feel bad for those watching on Facebook for the first time. This stream, this weather is causing all types of issues, so we do apologize.
completely apologize. I mean, it's the weather. So, I mean, we can't control weather. Like I said, we can't control weather. We can't control technology. It's just what it is right now. So, I mean, that's as much as I can say there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Speeding things along, we are moving to the NASCAR Cup Series race. Denny Hamlin is your race winner. Christopher Bell second, Bubba Wallace third, Chase Elliott fourth, Kyle Larson fifth, Ross Chastain sixth, Ryan Preece seventh. Ryan Preece is also our 4Wide Media driver of the race. Joey Logano eighth, Chase Briscoe ninth, Todd Gilliland 10th, Ryan Blaney finishes 11th, Michael McDowell 12th, Ty Gibbs 13th, Tyler Reddick 14th. Ty Dillon 15th, Zane Smith 16th, Kyle Busch 17th. Austin Dillon 18th, Carson Hostefer 19th, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Adrian Allmendinger, Eric Jones, Chris Buescher, and John Hunter Nemechek round out positions 21 through 26. Brad Keselowski, Alex Bowman, Justin Haley, Noah Gragson, Cody Ware, Riley Herbst, Josh Berry, Cole Custer, Shane Van Gisbergen, Casey Mears, Burt Myers, and Austin Cindric round out the rest of your field. I had no idea that Austin Cindric finished dead last. That makes me very sad. Total time of the race, 3 hours and 5 minutes. Average speed, 68 miles per hour. Lead change is 9, 10 cautions for 86 laps. Fastest lap was 20.2 seconds. And your margin of victory was 4.617.
To me, I think, and this is going out on a limb here, I think the Martinsville race for Cup Series was probably one of the more competitive ones that we've had over the last couple of years. I think Goodyear brought that soft tire, and it actually works for them.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Justin?
I honestly think that soft tire format. Now I'm going to dive into something that NASCAR bought. That the two tires they bought to, I believe it was
Phoenix, when they had the option tire.
Yeah. I think they learned something from that, and it proves on Martinsville. I think it was very entertaining once. Live on Fox Sports 1. You know, I honestly can tell you that that's one of the more entertaining races I watched, besides the Daytona 500, with I have an interview with Ellen Bestwick, Africa Daytona 500. Go check that out. But out of all the races, I would say Daytona and Martinsville are right there for me on a personal level as a fan and as a person trying to cover media. I look at those as my two favorite races of the year so far.
And I kind of agree with you. The Speedway package with this new car reminds me a lot of what the Speedway racing was back in the early 2000s. With how these cars can get the run on them, but still get tight, but still can make these slingshot passes.
He said tight.
The Martinsville, the short track package, it left a lot to be desired out in Phoenix still, even with the option tire. I mean, the option tire made Phoenix race better. Martinsville this weekend, that was primarily, I think, the option tire. They ended up running the softer tire compound, and it was a heck of a lot better than what it had been over the last couple of years. Does the short track package still need work? Yes. There's still a lot to be desired there. But NASCAR is listening to what we're saying, listening to us fans, listening to podcasts, and understanding that what they need to find to make it work. And I think it's a matter of time. I mean, I don't know necessarily if adding the horsepower is the right question. I mean, everyone keeps saying add horsepower, add horsepower, add horsepower. Yeah, that might work, but then you're going to have these runaway winners again. I mean, you're going to have someone like Hendrick Motorsports or Joe Gibbs Racing just straight up dominate because they've got all this power and obviously know how to perform under those circumstances. So, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily what they need to do or if it's just something with this car they need to make changes to. Change the gearing so they don't have to shift. I mean, I think that's one of the big things that had been talked about also.
Yes.
So, I mean, all we can do is just keep our fingers crossed that they figure it out.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemen on my screen, my two peoples with me today, it's Darlington weekend.
Yeah, it's throwback weekend.
We have the NASCAR Busch Series on Saturday and the NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Sunday at the track Too Tough to Tame, the Lady in Black. And we have the Formula One Japanese Grand Prix on Sunday, April 6th, which will be live at 1 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I'll be sleeping still.
Yeah,
me too. Well, maybe. It depends if I have to work or not. But how about these throwbacks? And I'm disappointed that RCR is not running throwbacks.
Yes. I honestly am pay attention. I am totally disappointed that they're not running a fullback too. I would have thought Darwin Hart would have got a good throwback by Whitaker, but I haven't seen anything like that. So from the free team or anybody, and I should know because I have connections with that team. So
yeah, and amongst the throwbacks that Ever and I talked about last week, Noah Gragson will race a throwback to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s 1996 Dale Earnhardt Jr. throwback scheme. We got we have a company. Where's he at?
Just counting, there are 19 Cup cars that are not running a throwback this weekend. Out of 38 cars entered, 19 are not going to run a throwback.
Disappointing.
Ye-
What's up, Chris?
Yeah, that's the point.
What's going on, boys?
Go on.
Sorry I'm late, guys.
Not a whole lot.
Man, I mean, you decided to show up at
Hey,
the right
never.
time, Chris. We're about done. We're about done, Chris. I mean, great time.
All right, then. So I caught the tail end of this.
Small
so
joke.
There's pretty much half the field is not going to run a throwback.
Yeah.
Has the throwback thing run its course?
I'm starting to
I don't
wonder
think
if it
so.
has.
Maybe.
What do you say,
Well,
Justin?
they also
I honestly would say maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I wish they would maybe postpone it till later in the year. Teams get got going, and it's the first quarter of the year's behind us, but I just wonder what would happen if you put it at that second race of the year of Darlington.
Second race, I think it had been talked about, but people weren't too keen on it because of it being in the playoffs, and at that point, they're going to want all their sponsors and all the memorable paint scheme that they normally run all season to be showcased there. I petition that they do it at North Wilkesboro for All-Star Weekend.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
I think that would be a good show.
Can we talk about?
That's
Can we talk about Matt Diven? Can we talk about Matt DiBenedetto and Harrison Burton's Jeff Burton throwbacks?
Those are sharp. But what were you saying, Chris?
Oh yeah,
I think that's the most logical thing is to do it on All-Star Weekend. I mean, it's a one-off race, and it's at a historic facility like North Wilkesboro. I really think that's where it needs to be.
I agree. Maybe the entire field can do JD Stacy sponsorship throughout the field and just make it look like you're watching a race in the 80s with all 50 million JD Stacy sponsored cars out there.
Well, I mean, Marcus Lemonis did that already in the Truck Series back in 2 or 3 years ago at Las Vegas.
True. I wasn't even thinking about that one, but
Yeah.
But and how about the news that came out of the Cars Tour yesterday that the Cars Tour race, the late model stock race at North Wilkesboro All-Star Weekend, will be broadcasted on Flow Racing and FS1.
That's huge for them.
That's huge for that series. Get some eyes on it. I mean, granted, most of us know about the Cars Tour series. We all know that Dale Jr. and Justin Marks let's see, Dale Jr., Justin Marks, Jeff Burton, I think it's Kevin Harvick.
Yes.
Took over the ownership group of that now. So, and I mean, they've had a complete turnaround over there. You're seeing sponsors come into that series now. The series is actually sponsored. I think this has been a great thing for late model racing, super racing. I think it's, and being able to put that on a national platform, that's just huge for that series. And it's probably just a sign of things to come in the future for them.
Now, here's the thing. That is huge for a lot of reasons. some of you guys are too young to remember, but the ASA series had a big time TV deal with TNN. Pretty much all their races were on TNN.
I
And
remember
before
watching
that,
it.
it was, tape delay stuff through the old American Sports Cavalcade that was also broadcast on TNN. So the Cars Tour is really the modern day equivalent of the old Rex Robbins AC Delco Challenge series that we saw back in the 90s and died out in the mid 2000s. And that's the series that gave us Alan Kowicki and Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin. And then there are the lifers that like Bob Seneker, Mike Eddy, Rick Beebe from my neck of the woods here in the Kansas City area. So
Mike Garvey.
And he was a star in the dying days of the ASA.
Mhm.
So, that's huge for them. I hope that maybe they can parlay this into a TV deal with, somebody that's decent. God forbid they, make the wrong decision and go with somebody like the CW, which has been a debacle for the Xfinity series. But,
I love the coverage from CW, but I mean, with some of their markets choosing not to broadcast the race and broadcast other stuff, that's becoming a bit of a debacle. I agree there.
Yeah, and NASCAR's got a hell of a mess on their hands. You look at IndyCar, all the races are in one place.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the TV deal was a historic one. They got a big number, but it's kind of like the old, Homer Simpson chip clip meme where, you've got it, your big number, but you're using 15 different networks to get that
Accomplish.
number. So,
yeah.
When your fan base is having to Google, hey, what channel is the NASCAR race on today? And then we're not talking about the Truck Series or the Xfinity Series or ARCA. We're talking about the Premier Series.
Yeah, I mean, Premier Series being on, let's see, they're on Fox, FS1. They'll be on Amazon Prime, TNT. I mean, it's like, come on, guys.
We're only a hop, step, and a jump away from being on Bounce TV and Pop and, whatever, mid-major TV station that's only played in waiting rooms.
Netflix.
Spike TV. We'll put it on Spike TV.
Yeah. Well, Spike TV has origins back to TNN. It all comes back around.
All right. So it is time to preview Saturday's. We're going to go throwback for a moment. It's time to preview Saturday's NASCAR Busch Series Diamond Hill Plywood 200 at Darlington Raceway. Who do we got winning?
Well, we'll go with our guest first. Justin, who do you got?
So I am going to take the 19 of I believe Christopher Bell is in the 19 this weekend.
Yep, he's in the 19 this weekend. That's a great pick right there. He loves this track too. And put him in an Xfinity car. He's pretty darn good.
Yes.
Chris, what do you say? Who do you think?
I'm going to go with Justin Allgaier. I think the Junior Motorsports has had a tumultuous couple weeks, but I do think Justin Allgaier has got the skill set and they got the tools. And let's face it, those Junior Motorsports Camaros are always fast. So if everything goes in their way, look for him to be a factor.
I agree. Jordan, what do you say?
I'm going to stay with Junior Motorsports and go with my boy in the number 88, Connor Zilich.
Ooh, that's a good one too. Solid pick. I mean, I could go the obvious. I mean, you got Ross Chastain driving the 9 for Junior Motorsports this weekend. But that's not who my pick is. My pick is a guy who has completed the record of having 14 second-place finishes in his career. I think Sheldon Creed moves up one spot this weekend and gets the victory at Darlington.
right?
This is his kind of track with being up against the wall.
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of want to change my pick to old Bobby Hill, Austin Hill in the 21, man. He's just had a solid year.
He's just gotten lucky. That's all that is.
Sometimes he's better to be lucky than good, but I don't
Right.
know. I think I'll stick with I'll ride with Allgaier this week. That's my dark horse pick is Bobby.
Mm.
My dark horse goes to Taylor Gray. So
Yeah. That 54's been fast.
he's been fast wherever he goes so far this year. And I wasn't in this group before when I said that. I said it last year, but I was saying it at work. But I was saying I said when they said Jesse Love was signed with RCR, I said he's going to win within the first few races of his career because that kid's good. And he's shown it all year. He showed it all year last year. Got that win at Talladega. He done decent in the playoffs, and then start off this year with the win at Daytona. I mean, he's just he's pure talent. RCR picked up a great driver in Jesse.
I think that's the robbery of the century so far. I mean, Jesse Love was dominating in the Arca Menard series and kind of shades of Ty Gibbs. It was the Ty Gibbs show, and then it became the Jesse Love show. And sometimes that dominance makes kind of translates. Sometimes it doesn't, as maybe we'll touch upon once we get to the Cup guys. But it's again, Richard Childress looking like the smartest guy in the room, going out and grabbing this guy, quote unquote, off the scrap heap, cast off from Toyota. And he's been a very, very welcome addition to that program. And again, him and Austin Hill. I think Hill's in the second car at RCR. I think the future looks very, very bright for Richard Childress Racing. Is this going to be the last year for Kyle Busch in the 8? People going around retirement with him. Who knows what's going to happen in 2026?
If anything with Kyle, I see him just moving teams and leaving RCR. I don't think Kyle's lost that fire yet. He's got that fire to want to win. So, but no, Toyota fumbled with Jesse Love. That's for sure.
Big time. I got to put my dark horse out there for Ryan Sieg. That's my dark horse for Saturday's race.
That would be a good pick. I thought you were going to go with Chris Wright. I mean, I know that's everyone's favorite driver here, Chris Wright.
Right?
Well, I mean, if we are picking who's going to bring out the yellow, I mean, that's a solid choice. But again, we're choosing a winner here, boys.
Yeah, I mean, there is a Twitter page that is last place, so he could win last place, Chris.
Let's say, that's old Blackbeard's last car.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jordan. Go ahead.
Those of you who, if you guys remember, when last year. ARCA driver Alex Clubb had a pretty sweet stick on the side of his car, and then the fun police made him take it off. 1-800 get right.
1-800 stop right, but yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, stop right. Speaking of Alex Clubb, Alex Clubb was seen on AEW Dynamite around 10 times last night.
His mullet's hard not to see.
Him and Brian. All right. 10-hour preview. The Carolina Dodge Dealers 400, aka the Goodyear 400, for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series on Sunday, now known as the NASCAR Cup Series. It is Throwback Weekend. Let's see who wins the Throwback of the Weekend. Who wins the Throwback Car of the Weekend? I'm going to go with. I got to go with Austin Cindric. I have to go with Austin Cindric. I'm not being. I got to go with Austin Cindric and not number 2, Dale Earnhardt Senior inspired car for the well tied with William Byron's. My pick and my dark horse. My pick to win
You're being
Darlington.
biased.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say let's see who I say is gonna win the race. It's going to be I'm gonna go with Josh Berry and my dark horse. I got
Probably
nothing.
Austin Cindric.
No, I'm gonna go with Bubba Wallace.
Ooh.
Hey, I'll be satisfied if Austin Cindric wins. I'll be totally satisfied.
You know, it's not a bad pick with Bubba. Bubba's due. He's been running up front and making a little bit of noise this year. So statistically, this has been his best start to the last several years of his career. So he's got the funding, he's got the equipment. Can the person in the seat deliver? I think he can. He will be in victory lane before the end of the year.
I agree with that.
I would agree.
Who's your pick, Justin?
So my pick has to be a first-time winner of this event, and I'm going. Well, actually, be second time. I'm going with the 43 of Eric Jones.
That's a good pick right there. He's always been strong there at Darlington. Who's your dark horse for the weekend?
Dark horse. So let's see. There's a lot of good dark horses, but I'm banking on guys that all the social media guys gonna love me for it, but my dark horse has to be none other than Mr. Let's see. My dark horse has to be that 88 machine of the 88.
SVG?
Yep, SPG.
I think you could get it done on an oval. I mean, it's one of those types of tracks that he could work on. Who wins the throwback of the weekend? Who's got the best throwback in the Cup Series?
Throwback. I'm going to say, without looking at them first, Kyle Busch, maybe.
Kyle's actually just running his regular Cheddar's paint scheme. None of the RCR cars went with throwbacks this year.
So yeah, so maybe the Wood Brothers, because I think they have a throwback screen, don't they?
They threw back to the Lotus. What was it, 1969 Lotus or something it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, that car is beautiful.
1969 Ford Lotus.
Hey, I was right. And I was just throwing that number off the top of my head.
Yeah. Good for you.
Chris, who you got? Who's your winner and who's your dark horse?
You know, Darlington is a racetrack that's very technical. It requires a driver that has got no fear and is willing to run on the ragged edge. And I think that you'd be stupid to not pick this guy. And that is the number 5, the Tony the Tiger throwback, Mr. Kyle Young Money Larson.
That's a good pick right there. Solid as ever. Can't go wrong with Young Money.
And I think the throwback of the weekend, I think it's tough. I mean, they did a damn good job with with Larson's scheme. I almost want to say him, but I'm kind of partial to the Josh Berry number 4. That is the Mom and Pops Neil Bonnet throwback. So that's a deep track. I got to go with that.
Noah Gregson.
Yeah, or Noah. I'm sorry. Noah Gregson is in the 4 now.
We're in 2025, Chris, not 2024.
Sorry, man.
It is throwback weekend, but that Mama Pops is actually a throwback to Dale Earnhardt Jr. from 1996.
Okay, yeah, I remember it with Bonnet. That was the car that flipped over at Talladega in '93.
It's basically the same paint scheme that Junior had in '96. So, I mean, it could go either way on that one. Who's your dark horse, though? You avoided your dark horse, man. Come on.
Let's see here.
Typical racer.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott on this one, man. I think that he's probably got a good chance of not my favorite throwback scheme, but I have a feeling the boy is due.
I don't think that's anyone's favorite throwback scheme by any means. We're looking at social media, but
yeah, I think that's rather lazy. Just if you're gonna half-ass it, just put the regular scheme on the car, guys. Come on.
Agreed.
I mean, my 5-year-old daughter could design a car better than that.
Huh.
I mean, my 10-year-old son done a better job at putting writing decals on my car for me when I didn't have the decals on it. Although he messed up my sponsor, but we won't go into the fact that my sponsor is White House, and I added sheet metal to the back of the car, and he was just outlining it because it was before I painted the car, and all he got out of it was white hoe. So I was going around in the white hoe car.
Well, race fans do love them white hoes. So
I know. But I guess I need to throw some picks out there too. I'm going to say race winner this weekend. I'm going to put it on Christopher Bell. They fired off great at the start of the season. I've had a couple issues the last few races, but I see that Adam Stevens led team getting it back on track and putting it in victory lane there at Darlington with their throwback. My dark horse, I'm going to go Eric Jones as a dark horse. I mean, he's great at that track. Ben Bayshore and that has got that car running fairly decent this year, so I think that'll be a great thing to see there. Throwback of the weekend to me, like Chris was saying, there's so many great throwbacks this year, minus Chase Elliott's, but personally, you can't go wrong with a petty throwback. Eric Jones with the Bobby Hamilton, John Andretti throwback. I think that one's amazing to see that paint scheme back on track. Would have loved it if STP was on the side of it again, but I understand because of them being with Toyota and having the Mobile One sponsorship from Toyota, they can't carry STP products on the side. But it's a beautiful throwback in my opinion.
It's 1999 all over again when I look at that car.
Exactly. I mean, and as one of the haters originally for the numbers being moved forward, this year with the throwbacks that most of these teams chose, you don't even really notice the numbers being moved forward because they were able to, they've learned over the last couple of years how to make it work, and they're making it work now. So you don't really notice the difference.
I think it's more of it growing on us a little bit. I still hate it, but it's here to stay. So yeah, whatever.
At least for the next couple of years.
The Xfinity cars look better on throwback weekend, but
Yeah.
Agreed. But yeah, I mean, And then, of course, over in Formula One, we already know that it's probably going to be McLaren's show, so we don't need to discuss that one for the weekend preview.
I'm going. I'm
Is
going
it going to
with
be
the
Oscar?
newest driver.
Is it going to be Oscar Piastri or is it going to be Lando Norris this weekend?
No,
I
it's going to
think
be.
Team Orders has Lando Norris.
It's hard
It's
to
gonna
believe
be-
that we're
no.
it's McLaren and everybody else, man. It used to be McLaren, which was really struggling.
Yeah.
The winner of the race is going to be whoever crosses the finish line first.
Yeah, that's how I see
Just
it.
kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Jordan is a smartass tonight.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna go with Yuki Tsuno.
Yuki Tsunoda? Nah. Yeah. I'm glad he got the ride over there at Red Bull, but
if I had to say ballpark, Lewis Hamilton.
he's in a Ferrari. I mean, enough said on strategy there. Who do you think, Justin?
So I actually have no one because I don't really watch that series. I focus my attention maybe on IndyCar or NASCAR mostly.
I can respect that one. I mean, not a lot of people are up at 1 a.m. anyways to watch a Formula One race, unlike Jordan over here apparently. But
Yeah.
how about you,
Such a
Chris?
face.
What do you say?
Well, I really
He's
don't
getting
watch
hateful
a whole
tonight.
lot of this. It's kind of like soccer. It's like, well, you got to be up at 1 a.m. to watch it, and I'm really not. I was about to say, is Fernando Alonso still out there? The guy that tried
No.
to qualify for Indy a couple years ago?
He is. He is indeed.
Is
He
Alonso?
is indeed.
Is he? Dang.
He is. Alonso. He's with Aston Martin.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I was about to
All
say,
right.
He's about the only guy I go with
but yeah.
in the Formula One. So
I mean, I didn't even remember he was still there. I mean, me personally,
He was down there.
man, he's hateful tonight, Chris. What did we do to him being together again?
Well, I think it's more of I think it's because I drug ass to get in here. I think he was just sitting here hanging by himself. So now he's I mean, he's got you guys, but I think he just a little bit upset with me showing up late, I guess.
Hey, I say we replace Jordan with Justin. I think it'd be a lot better. Anyway,
Well, I mean, this is Jordan's deal, so yeah, that's going to be a problem.
right? But no, my pick. I'm going to go with Max Verstappen. I mean,
Yeah, that's a solid pick.
I like Max Verstappen. I mean, I don't care for really any of the other F1 drivers. So
yeah.
Is that Haas team still going, or did they shut down?
Haas F1 still going.
Haas is still going. Okay,
They are.
I was about to say they really.
All right,
I know
let's
they've been
talk
on the
about-
struggle bus, but I like the American teams. I can't wait for Andretti to get out there and Cadillac. I'll be a little bit more invested if the companies that I work for as a constructor in Formula One.
That'd be nice.
So,
Needle and thread.
anybody hear that over the weekend, Carl Edwards was in a fire suit and took laps with Trevor Bayne at Flat Rock Motor Club. That was a fact.
He took.
Bayne was able to convince Carl Edwards to
he
get
took
his
some
out.
laps, yep.
He sure did.
It's nice to see him back in the picture. It's nice to see him back in the racing realm again. I mean, his retirement came so abrupt that
Yeah, and I'll carry this one step further. I think very highly of Carl Edwards, so he might be coming on. Don't know for sure yet, but there's a good thought that a Hall of Famer from NASCAR is going to be coming on my show, so can't wait for that.
Send the information my way, Justin. Send the information my way.
As a guy from the Show Me State, that would be a huge score for this program. And as a guy that cut his teeth racing down the road from me, I'm from Kansas City. He's from kind of the halfway point. He's from Columbia, so between halfway between St. Louis and Kansas City. So definitely be a kind of a dream interview to have him on the show.
I just ride off the coattails of David Stremme and Ryan Newman being from South Bend, Indiana. So
look,
it's more than
look.
South Bend is more than just Notre Dame football. You know,
Give me just a second.
Also, you got some pretty good racers out there.
Oh yeah, come out here can't say come out here on a Saturday night and watch us at South Bend Motor Speedway because unfortunately we lost the Speedway last year.
Yeah,
we do still have Plymouth, which most of us have moved down to race at Plymouth since it's the same ownership group. Can't say we like the ownership group, but that's for another day, another episode, or after hours. After. But no, I mean, even if we were still racing at South Bend, I mean, you could come out there on any given Friday night, Saturday night, and we'd put on a damn good show for you guys. It didn't matter if we had 100 people in the grandstand or if we had the grandstand sold out. I know Stremme. I grew up watching the Stremmes race out there at South Bend Motor Speedway. From David's mom, I rubbed shoulders with his brothers out at the tracks when racing. So I mean, it's amazing how much you get to see. I mean,
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm supposed to be here in a couple weeks making my professional asphalt debut at Anderson Speedway in Indiana. So that's going to be a lot of fun and taking my compact program to the next level and running the Vors Compact Touring Series. So it's going to be kind of a good time to get out there and run against the best in the country instead of just the best in the Kansas City area.
Hey, get me some VIP tickets to come down there. I mean, I'm only about 2.5 hours away, Chris. So get me some VIP tickets. I'll come down there and support you.
Hell yeah, we could put something together.
Everett, reach out to Kevin about a 4i Media t-shirt. If you go, you know what to do, man.
Hey, I'll be there for fun. I mean, hell, I might put in a registration for the Vors Tour and take my compact down there and just be at the back of the pack. But I mean, I'd go down and have some fun. Just don't tell the doctors that I'm racing with my back injury.
Yeah.
What was I about to say?
Might want to be careful. That place is it's deceptively fast. It's very, very fast. So that's where they run the little 500 every year. We're supposed to make 3 starts at that place. So it's going to be bananas. We're trying a new engine combination. It's the rules for that series. It's essentially with the engine. It's run what you brung and hope you brought enough.
Oh yeah. I mean, that series is tough. That's for sure. As for Anderson, I know all about Anderson because I've had a lot of people that have raced up here at South Bend that went down there to race, and they say those two tracks are very similar speed-wise. South Bend with our compact, with the front-wheel drives in that here, we used to run nearly wide open around the track. Around a quarter-mile track, the fastest lap we had with one of the cars was a 12.9-second lap around a quarter-mile track with a 4-cylinder.
That's moving. And that's the thing. A lot of people like to poo-poo us, but here's the thing. We were running right with the V8 cars. Myself and another guy were, winning pretty much all the races at the track that I was running last year. And before some shenanigans took place, it was me and a buddy of mine pretty much running 1-2 every week, and it was just whoever was out front at the end of the show. But we were right there with the pure stocks, and a lot of people, it's the pure stock guys. They didn't like to hear that, and you're just like, go pull up the data scoreboard, buddy.
Yeah, people shit on front wheel drive 4-cylinder cars, and it's like, man, we put on a show when we go out there. That's the big thing.
They used to race. They used to have a class at the old I-70 Speedway, and when it was asphalt, they reopened it as a dirt track. It's now laying dormant once again. No events have been announced for the 2025 campaign. Apparently, there's some issues behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on, but I just know that there's nothing going on out there. But when they were asphalt, they had a rule that you couldn't run a lap faster than 28 seconds. And I wish I still had video of it, but they would go out there and run flat out. It looked like a plate race at Daytona or Talladega, this half-mile track. It was the fastest half mile in the country. And these guys with Saab 9000s and Penos and front-wheel drives, they would run that place flat out, and they couldn't run a lap faster than 28 seconds. So, I mean, there's no getting away from anybody. It's just use the draft. And it was a lot of fun.
Definitely sounds like it. I think we're probably going to wrap up the show here. I'm not sure. I haven't heard from Jordan here for a minute. Either we, that's
kind of in and out.
Right. Yeah, he keeps going in and out.
Jordan, you still with us? You didn't get blown away, buddy.
I'm here.
Okay, I know that we've had tornadoes hit just south of me here, and I know that there's been some severe weather blowing through the Midwest. So I just want to make sure you're good, buddy.
Yeah, I'm good. It's I'm good. It's my Wi-Fi just being stupid.
I think it's probably best time. I think we're at a good point now that we can wrap it up for the weekend and get prepared for some racing this weekend.
Well, I can tell you something, and I've had this segment planned for a long freaking time since 2023. I am working on getting Tony Bredinger on this show.
That's your girl.
Chris already knows. Chris, I'm still pissed that she was not racing the ARCA race that day when I was there with y'all. Still makes me mad.
That's funny.
Jordan, before we wrap up,
Alex can work you in for the next one that she does. Of course, now she's in the trucks, so I mean, probably don't matter in the slightest.
Why do you like her so much, Jordan? Okay.
He's got a thing for her.
He's trying to date her, trying to have a date with her, and have his wife too. No, I'm kidding, Jordan. Don't get mad at me on that one.
Say, bro,
you know what? It is what it is. Okay. What?
Yeah. All right. Wrapping it up here. Justin, what kind of final thoughts do you have on this upcoming weekend?
Well, my final thoughts have to do with, I hope it's a good, clean weekend and a fun weekend. I got some people that I know going to race. My dad is a veteran, so catch me at Kansas. Come say hello. In May, going to that race, and also going to the Iowa Cup race weekend.
Nice.
So
I
my
might
final
be out
thought
there for
is,
the race in May.
let's see, here's my final thoughts. Let's go racing, boys.
Yeah.
Daryl
Like,
Walsh,
duh.
everybody.
Like, duh. There's that Ohio State Buckeyes fan mentality right there.
Shut the fuck up.
Chris, what's your final thoughts for the weekend going into this weekend?
I just want to say, you know, I kind of agree with the sentiment earlier. I just hope it's a good, clean weekend. It's not a flaming tire fire. It was bigger than a dumpster fire last weekend for the Xfinity series. It was more of a tire fire that you just too big to put out. Just let it burn itself out. But hopefully, with the higher speeds, maybe guys use their heads a little bit more and maybe not turn it into a demolition derby at the end of the show. So, other than that, just hope we have a good, clean weekend, and hopefully we got something to talk about next week. So,
well, just remember,
We always got something to talk about.
Just remember, Chris, show starts at 7:30. So,
yeah, sorry, I got
Justin,
two
to
women
answer-
that are under the weather in my house, so I had to get some food for them.
it's all good, man. Just giving you some crap.
I know.
Justin, I am a big Tony Brettinger fan because of the talent following her since she was doing for development series teams. And Chris knows this. I'm a huge Haley Deegan fan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Our boy's got some issues there, Chris. I don't know about him sometimes.
No, but thank
Haley
you guys
can
for
talk about
having
the
me.
pace he's Deegan. I just don't know. Supposedly her brother is supposed to be running some races here pretty soon, so maybe someone with the last name Deegan can be competent in the race car. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, thank
Stick
you
to
guys
the
for having
motorcycles.
me again. And
Hey, we enjoyed having you, Justin. You're welcome back anytime. I think I can say that for all of us here. It was a pleasure having you here. Great having your insight also on everything going on. Well, between me, Jordan, Chris, Kevin, all of us here, I think we'll work it out where we can have you back more times. Definitely enjoy it.
all right.
And Four Wide Media would like to collaborate with Full Throttle Media.
All right. That's great news.
So me, you, Everett, and Kevin we'll need to hold a meeting once Kevin's available, and we'll go from there. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
So until then, this has been Four Wide Media. Once again, to those watching on Facebook, we humbly apologize for our streaming issues tonight. Hopefully things